So Borodar, good morning everybody. Dan at Right Nice Places here, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sunny day here in Barmouth. If I just still getting used to this camera, but if I spin it around, oh, look at the estuary today. Absolutely beautiful, all out to sea. I mean, that is just looking splendid today, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to be having a walk along the iconic Barmouth Bridge. Walking across the iconic Barmouth Bridge. I'm going on not a massive walk today. It's going to be just over 10 kilometres. So what, about 6 miles, something like that. Not too far at all. If you want to see the route, I'll put it on in just a second for you. But yeah, so we're going to go to Arthog today, and the reason I'm going there today is it's my last day of my holidays today. Gutted really, but I've had some fantastic time off. I've done some great walks. I've managed to get plenty of content for the channel, and yeah, so today I thought a nice one with Max really, because yesterday Max did feature on the video, but on my last big walk I didn't get to take Max because it's up Rinnog Vower and I didn't want to do that with Doggy. But today, nice, simple, nice, easy, low level. Just getting my pound ready, about to cross the toll bridge in Barmouth. And as I've mentioned before on my videos, if you are going to pass Barmouth toll bridge, then always make sure to pay the toll. All right, pound going in, always pay the toll. And here we are. Let me flip this around so you can see. Apologies, because I'm still getting used to this new gimbal camera, this kept calling it a DJI, it's a DJI is what I've got. So yeah, it's a DJI Pocket 2. And so far I think it's brilliant. It's just taking a bit of getting used to, but yeah, have a look at where we're going now. Let me flip this camera around so you can see. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. And we're going to go across this bridge now, and you should get your first little view of Maxie. There he is, star of the show, walking across Barmouth Bridge. And I tell you what, woof, I set off today and my God was it beautiful. And it is beautiful, you can see how beautiful it is around me, but the wind is absolutely Baltic. Now I started off probably a little bit too gung-ho this morning and just had my t-shirt on. I was like, ooh, sun's out, guns out, let's put on a show. And I walked to the shop to get, I know I've brought one of my rules today, but I have got a meal deal for my lunch today. I thought, we're on a big walk, don't really want to cook anything, just have a butty. And when I walked to the shop for a butty, I thought, my word, it's bloody freezing. And so I put my my little hoodie on, and then I set off, and then I've ended up throwing the body warmer as well, or sorry, as I like to say, because everyone in Britain's gone middle class rab-wearing lunatics these days, a gilet. So I've got my gilet on, and yeah, I'll be honest, I'm still bloody cold walking across Barmouth Bridge. Right, I'm going to have to go because Max is wandering off. Okay, so that's Max back under control. I've popped in on his lead. There's a few more people on the bridge than there was last time we were doing it. And again, I'll say it's bloody freezing. It looks absolutely stunning. I've got all summered up. I've even got sun cream in my bag. Oh, what a fool, what a fool. But yeah, let me just look at this bridge. Barmouth Viaduct, or rail bridge, whatever. Absolutely wicked. I've walked over this God knows how many times, but I certainly never get bored of it. But yeah, so we're going to go to Arthog today anyway, and hopefully see some waterfalls. And I've spotted on the OS map a couple of lakes as well, hidden up on the hill. So that's where we're going to go. If I flip the camera around, the hill in front of me at the end of this bridge, that's where we're going to kind of be going today. And yeah, I'll take us more across it in a second. But for now, I'm going to have to put my bloody hood up. It's absolutely Baltic on this bridge. The sunnies can come off, the hood can come up. I look a bit mental, but I'd rather look mental and be warm than, you know, look mental and be cold, I suppose, because yeah, But yeah, it's bloody gone freezing. And the other cool thing this morning, I've had this backpack on. I've got my Berghaus on today. It's called an Arrow 30, little 30 litre one. Don't need anything bigger. Sorry, I've just been distracted because this winds me up. So we're on the footbridge in Barmouth, and technically this can happen. Let me show you this, what's going on here. So there's a motorbike crossing the bridge at the minute. Now technically he's not breaking the law by bringing his vehicle across the tow bridge, or across the footbridge. But let's be honest, it says at the beginning, cyclist dismount. Well, he's a motorcyclist and he's not dismounted. It's just fucking stupid. Like, that is just bonkers, isn't it? If you've got to have your dog on your lead and you've got to get off your bicycle, then why is it all right to ride a motorbike across? Surely pedestrians have got right of way on here. Absolutely bonkers. Anyway, back to my Arrow 30 Berghaus. So I must have owned this bugger for about 30. I've not owned it for 30 years, that's a lie. It's a 30 litre rucksack that I've owned for 3 years. And it was only today that I've finally noticed that I can actually move the bloody chest straps on it. Maxie, don't be nosy. Keep going. But yeah, so it's only today for the first time that I've noticed, if I move the camera down a bit, these chest straps that for the last 3 years I've practically been wearing under my chin. And I've always moaned about the Berghaus Arrow 30 being an uncomfortable thing. Finally figured out how to remove the chest straps today, lower it up so it doesn't look like I'm trying to choke myself, and now it looks like I'm trying to give myself a little boob lift. So looking fabulous, feeling fabulous. I'm feeling a little bit nippy. So yeah, so anyway, off to Arthog, across Barmouth Bridge. This walk today, anybody can do it. Nice and flat. And I'm about to share the map and the route with you now, so enjoy. So as always, crossing over the estuary, nice and flat, nice and easy, awesome views. Swinging a left onto the Maddwarch trail, and before you're going to take a right and continue to follow the Cambrian way into Arthog and beyond into the waterfalls. I personally took a route through the forestry tracks just so I could see both sides of the waterfalls before I then started heading back in exactly the same route that had come down the Maddwarch estuary. Whew. So we're just coming off what was a very windy Barmouth Bridge today. Absolutely bloody freezing, honestly. Can't believe how sort of big an error in judgment I've made on the weather today. Absolutely beautiful in terms of like the sunshine, but the temperature is atrocious. It's absolutely freezing. So I got jerked back then. Max decided to stop for a pee and he's still on the lead. I almost took my arm out the bugger. But yeah, so we're off the estuary now and starting to come out of that wind a little bit as well. Now if you've seen my one of my previous videos, the Maddwarch Trail, which is obviously one of the more famous trails in Barmouth. In that video, then this route starts very much on the same path today. You're going to come out of Barmouth town, across the bridge, down by the side of the train tracks, and you are going to start on the Maddwarch Trail, but we'll take a little turn off to go into the woods at one point. So yeah, so you'll notice that as well. Sorry with the gimbal today, I'm still getting used to this thing. It is good. Morning, Borda. I always use both languages when I'm walking in Wales. I think, why not? You know, I mean, I do live in Gwynedd and 65% of people here speak Welsh, and admittedly most people here are tourists a lot of the time, but you know, when in Rome and all that, plus it's good practice. And heno dosbarth Cymraeg eto. So yeah, felly dwi'n angen ymarfer. So yeah, so tonight is my Welsh lessons, so I need to practice as well, so it's always good to do that. But yeah, just walking down this estuary, I can't believe this wind, honestly. Proper cocked up today. Really, really cold. Just going to flip it around. We're going to let Maxie off his lead now because I'm in a place where he can go. Just wait there, Maxie. There you go. There you go. Go on then. You have a walk. And there he goes. The legend that is Maximus is now walking again. Can't believe I didn't bring the bob hat. It's far too overconfident. They call it a fool's spring when it starts to look nice and you think, woo! I mean, I genuinely at one point today thought I might whip some shorts on. I'm absolutely bloody pleased I didn't. That would have been a terrible idea. Whew. So I'm off the bridge. And thank gosh, honestly, that wind was absolutely biting. Biting wind. Whew. I know they say be bold and start cold. I was bold and I was cold and I've put layers on. I know it looks crazy wearing all this gear when it's so sunny behind me, but I can't tell you how cold it was. Crazy stuff. Anyway, we're near the toilet blocks now, so if again you've not seen my other videos of this trail, do check it out. I'll post a link in these descriptions, but it's a really nice place to park here. You can see the toilet block and the car park, and again on my other route description, all the postcodes for this sort of place are about. But we're only starting on the Maddwarch trail today. We're not doing the whole thing because we're on the search for waterfalls. And the reason I'm doing this route today is last night I was trying to plan a route. I couldn't really think where to go. I didn't want to get in the car. I didn't want to take Max in the car. I wanted a route I could do from my door. And it was when my partner, she said, well, she uses ChatGPT or something, some sort of AI thing. She asks it questions all the time like a guru. Me, I've seen the Terminator, so I'm still frightened of AI. But anyway, come up with a few short routes, and I got the OS map out and checked out what it was saying, and it was right. And she was right, evidently. So yeah, we're going to go and search for these waterfalls and see what they're like. I've not been there before. And it's not a challenging trail, as I say, or a challenging walk. 10k is nothing. Especially on terrain like this, it's lovely and flat. One thing I will say about this terrain on the Maddwarch trail, the other day when I did it, and I did the whole route, which is about 12.5 miles in the end, I wore my normal walking boots, the ones that I tend to go out on the hills with, which I use Zamberlands, and I love them. But they are big, heavy, plodding boots. You know, they're built for rough terrain. They're not built for tarmac paths like this. So I've stuck my Merrells on today, and already I'm absolutely buzzing with that decision because my feet just feel light as feathers. It's like walking on little clouds at the moment, to be honest. It's very pleasant. And here we go, we can let Maxie back off the lead now. I always keep him on the lead on that little bit, just because there's a lot of sheeps get loose on that first part of the trail. So yeah, so I keep the little hound on the lead for that first bit. But then once you get here, it's absolutely delightful, and you're back to roam freely. If I show you the path, look at that, absolutely delightful. And again, just a perfect path for anybody to do, really, because it's so damn easy, you know. Oh, I've just quickly switched to my phone just so I can show you how much of a wally I look these days. I'm trying to get into this YouTube thing. Is this DJI Pocket 2 OSMO gimbal, I think is its full title. And look, I feel like I'm wearing a body cam for the mean streets of Barmouth, you know. Anyway, I thought I'd just quickly switch to my phone because now I'm a two camera kind of guy, you know. I'm feeling very ooh la la, very posh. I've not got to the point of switching microphones between devices yet. I'm not that advanced. But you know, check me out, all the gear and no idea. Having a lovely time in the sun. So I'm walking along. I was about 3 kilometers into the route, and I was about to start video and saying, hey, I'm 3 kilometers into what is already a very easy route. And then I noticed my first issue with this DJI OSMO Pocket 2. Now, I was warned about this by Nauco, but I don't know if you can see my microphone just about here, and it has one of these wind protectors on it. it is incredibly loose. So I was videoing and I suddenly noticed that it wasn't there anymore, and I've had to just backtrack nearly half a kilometre to find it on the floor. So sorry, Nauco. I do promise to look after it. I did walk all the way back. So yeah, so be warned, if you have a DJI Pocket 2 and you're going out, the slightest knock and that cover, that windproof cover, is coming off the microphone, which for the cost of a DJI and all its equipment, I think is pretty poor, to be honest. I mean, I have got a set of microphones, windproof ones, that plug into my phone that came from Amazon and were only 20 quid. And I have been in some pretty mad conditions with them and never had an issue. Maxie, come here, mate. Come here. And I've never had an issue. Just putting Maxie on the lead a second because there's a jogger coming past who's running with their dog, and Maxie will just go for a run with them. And I'm not running. I only run if I'm being chased. Morning. Morning, you alright? There we go. Maxie, see, he already wanted to. Go on. See, already wants to go and chase them. Getting all his little heckles up. Who do you think you are? Go on. Go on and you can have a treat. Good boy. He's a greedy dog, my dog. But yeah, so the DJI, really be careful, because I think that for this sort of technology and this sort of equipment and level of price point, pretty poor. So yeah, so I was 3k into my walk. I'll get my maps out now. I'm using OS Maps as always today. I'm using it on my phone. If I'm honest, I haven't got a paper map with me today. I know the route pretty well. I know exactly where I am. And I know I've got more than enough time to be there and back in the light and all that sort of stuff. And I've got enough battery power and I've got a power bank and all that sort of stuff. And in this day and age, you know, paper maps are brilliant. And, you know, I always plan a route with a paper map and then I use the OS Maps. But, you know, people who shun technology these days or sort of make you feel guilty for not having a paper map, if you've got enough technology, then, you know, it's equally as good. But what I would say is, if you are going on long distance, then a paper map is good to have as backup. And if you are using apps, I can't recommend OS enough. You know, all these other things, like All Trails. I know people love All Trails, but for me, All Trails is a bit like the Wikipedia of walks, in the sense that, you know, anybody can upload a route on anywhere. But I find that All Trails is just a little bit gung-ho in the sense that, you know, somebody could do Crib Goch and give it a 1-star technicality rating and say it's the easiest walk they've ever done, and there's nobody to sort of fact check that really. And then other people follow this and get themselves into all sorts of trouble. I think it's Komoot, I think is quite good. I've used that a couple of times. But for me, OS Maps is the best. And although I'm saying you don't necessarily always have to have a big paper map on you, what you do need to do is have a basic understanding of them to make OS Maps worthwhile. If you don't understand maps and you get the OS Map, then the OS Map app, then it's probably not going to make much sense. So yeah, anyway, find what app, what works for you. The other thing I was talking about earlier on was the boots that I had on. And if you're just getting into hiking, or like me, you're an amateur hiker, you know, I go out an awful lot and I do a lot of walking, but I'm by no means, I've got skills that I've learned and picked up over the years, but I've got no qualifications, and, you know, there's people out there that are properly skilled. I'm just a guy who enjoys going out on the hills. But if you are just getting into it, just getting into hiking, and the reason I'm talking about this is because I mentioned the brands that I'm wearing, and I sometimes think that getting into hiking can be a little bit daunting and almost a little bit elitist. And people have this idea that if you're not wearing Rab or, you know, Montane, or, I know I'm wearing mountain equipment at the minute, but if you're not wearing one of these top brands, then you're somehow not equipped to be out on the hills. And that's bollocks. It's nothing but elitism. The hills are for everybody. Doesn't matter how much money you've got in the bank. Nature's free. Obviously you can't come out naked. Well, you can come out naked. I wouldn't recommend it. It's bloody cold. Maxie, just wait, mate. I'm going to put you on the lead. I'm just going to put Maxie on the lead now. I always think, whenever I'm walking, Maxie's a good dog, but if I see another owner with the dog on the lead, I always put Maxie on. Just because you don't know how nervous their dogs might be. But yeah, going back to the elitism of walking, you know, when I first started hiking, I mean, I've been hiking for years. I used to be in the territorials a long time ago. Before that, I was in scouts and cadets, and you know, from an early age it got me into hiking, so I've always found peace in the outdoors. But I didn't start with all the best equipment. You know, I really can't recommend, if you're just getting into hiking, don't spend stupid money. Don't go to Cotswold, you know, and be spunking, thank you, morning, an absolute fortune on brands just because it's a brand. You can't fault stuff like Sports Direct and Go Outdoors and Millets and things like that. You know, Carrymore, Peter Storm, these sort of brands, Regatta, Trespass, they're absolutely fine and they're going to work. And you know, I've done miles. I've had plenty of pairs of Carrymore boots before I really got serious into hiking, and they've done miles and loads of mountains for me. And are they as good as my Zamberlands? Probably not, but they also are a fifth of the price, and they'll do until you can afford and save up for something better, and ultimately know if the hobby of hiking and walking up hills and mountains is for you, you know. So don't be put off by thinking you need a 400 quid Gore-Tex Pro jacket to start with, because you just bloody don't. And you know, I did Hadrian's Wall a few years back for charity, where we had to do 5 nights, or we had to do it in 5 days, I think, wild camping. Obviously we always sought the landowner's permission, perhaps, but yeah. And at the time, every bit of kit I had on was Carrymore and Peter Storm. And I'll be honest, I think the big difference for me with all them brands is weight. I mean, weight's the big one for me. The more expensive stuff is, the lighter it tends to be, which I find really useful. And obviously my Gore-Tex Pro that I have now is far better than my Carrymore waterproof was. But again, to begin with, don't worry about what you're wearing. Worry about where you're going. Just get out on the hills. Now I'm going to go for a second, because I think I'm going to take this right path now. As I say, I've not done this route before. I don't want to keep yomping up the estuary path and then realise I've gone a couple of K too far, especially when I've already added extra K on for that bloody microphone thing. So I've come to the point now where I'm going to come off the Maddwarch trail, but just like on my last video when I did this route, I just want to stop here for a second, because it's just one of my favourite spots along the whole estuary. I mean, look at that view behind me. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, we're not going to go that way today, so I'll spin this around so you can see what I'm talking about. So I've just come out of that route there. I've just come out of that route there from Barmouth, and the estuary trail would normally then take you through this gate and up the estuary proper like that. But today we're not going to do that. We're going to go this way, down that path there. Ooh, just went down a little ramp, but yeah, we're going to go down this path today instead, towards Arthog and the Waterfalls. So yeah, let's see how we get on. I've got Maxie on the lead now as well, though, because it looks like we're coming into more of an open field with the old cheapies. Obviously I don't want Max getting shot today by a grumpy farmer. Well, not a grumpy farmer, but he got absolutely every right in the world to shoot your dog if it's ravishing the livestock. Yeah, so keep your dogs under control, especially coming to this time of year now. You know, it's coming to that time when all the little baby animals are going to be getting born. So avoid fields with cows and stuff like that this time of year. So the path then takes you onto the Cambrian Way, and definitely have your doggy on a lead. There's right plenty of little sheepies roaming around. I don't know how long we stay on the Cambrian Way for, but yeah, very pretty. So when I was walking along then, we came off the Maddwarch. You followed the Cambrian Way, until you come to a little church and you have to cross the A road, and then you'll see the Cambrian Way and the Snowdonia Trail on the opposite side of the road. You go up some steep steps, then you start walking through this absolutely stunning little woods, and I can start to hear a lot of rushing water now. Now, according to my route planner, oh, it's a steep hill this. I've got about 6k left. Now that's including the return journey. So, and judging by the steepness of this hill I'm going up, I reckon it won't be a million miles away. This is where having a dog's good. Keep him on the lead, pulls you up the hill. Oh, I don't know if you can see behind me now. We've got some good height pretty quickly there, and just for shits and gigs, there's a few more steps coming up now. Oh, the joys of it. Lead the way, Maxie. So yeah, up more steps. Oh, that's nice, to be fair. Not only can I hear the waterfalls now, but I can see them. That's beautiful. I don't think you'll be able to make it out through the trees if I do try and turn the camera. I'll try and turn it. You can probably hear it, but I don't know if you can see what I can see, but it is absolutely lovely. Let's carry on. Like how I had a bit of a chat there just to catch a breather. Bloody steep this hill. Bloody hell, these waterfalls are getting more impressive. Oh, I hope we get a clearing in a second. Yeah, that's really good. I'm going to switch to my phone, see if I can get it for you there. So we've gone up a little bit of height, and we seem to have levelled out now, and I'm above the first few waterfalls, so I'm hoping that this path will take a turn in just a second. Now, the path wants me to go up there to the right, as you can see, but I want to just go and check out that little bit down there, that path first, where Max is heading. I think we might get some good shots of some waterfalls. But oh, Max, come here, mate. What's this? Sheep spotted in the distance. Always keep an eye out. Come here. Good boy. Yeah, so let's get Maxie back on, and then let's cautiously see if this is our first waterfall. I think it should be. When I say cautiously, it's not because of the waterfall, it's because of the sheep. Oh no, yes. Here we are. Let me see if I can work this bloody camera. Well, it was totally worth taking that little left path. Look at that, beautiful. And just on this side, absolutely lovely. So after that lovely waterfall, you're now on this sort of old forestry track leading up, and although you are going uphill, I am getting some height, because behind me now through these trees just here, I've got absolutely wicked views of the estuary and of Barmouth and the bridge and all that sort of stuff. So it's looking really good, and it doesn't really feel like you are walking uphill, but it's certainly not difficult. Them little steps are a bit of a puffy bit, made me blow out a bit, but for a couple of seconds. But this bit is a nice big wide easy forest track. Easy going walking really. And very peaceful. I mean, it's always bloody peaceful when you go out walking in North Wales somewhere, I think. Obviously we have honeypot sites like Erwydd that on a sunny day are absolute carnage, but it means the rest of the place is nice and quiet, doesn't it? It's just, I know I talk about it a lot, but it's just so good for you. Having a rucksack on with some brews in it, having your boots on, and just getting out for not only your physical well-being, but for me it's all about your mental well-being. Whenever I'm on a walk, anything that you think bothers you just disappears, doesn't it? And all I can think about instead is what's a nice spot for a brew, because I do enjoy a brew with a view. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, don't be put off walking because you see plenty of YouTubes and Instagrammers maybe making it look a bit harder than it actually is, or telling you need kit that you maybe can't afford. It's nonsense, man. Remember when you were kids, you used to play out all day in all sorts of weather, wearing out but your trainers. Now, I'm not for a moment suggesting you should go walking on the mountains of Wales in trainers. My point stands, if it's for everybody, and everybody should get out. And I might have told you a lie when I said this wasn't too steep a hill, because it's pretty bloody steep now, I'll be honest. Whew. But the views are getting better and better. Anyway, if you have been liking my video, or any of my videos, please do subscribe. As I say, I've been doing it for a month now, and I really enjoy it. I know everybody wants thousands of subscribers and all that sort of stuff, but of course I want people to subscribe, and I want people to leave comments and recommendations for walks I should do, or walks you might want to see. But the real reason I'm really enjoying being a vlogger is I've felt more motivation in the last month to keep planning routes than I have for quite a while. And I think when you live somewhere like I do, when you live anywhere beautiful, you take it for granted, don't you? So having, it might be a narcissistic reason perhaps, I don't know, but having a reason to go out and film and show the world just why I think Aruri is the coolest and greatest place on earth is great motivation to get out and exercise. Oh. I don't know if you can see it opening up behind me now, but absolutely stunning. Sorry, Max is just digging an hole there, flicking leaves at me. Cheers for that, pal. Should we carry on, buddy? And normally I'd have Max off free. I've spotted quite a few sheep about that are just sort of roaming on the path. So, better to be safe than sorry, innit? So apparently the site that we're just going past now is called Llys Bradwen. Some old sort of ruins and stones that you can see. Now apparently Llys Bradwen was home to a really cool dude called Ednawine. And apparently he was the leader, I don't know what era this was in, but apparently he was the leader of the 15 tribes of Wales. So I'm guessing if it was leader of the 15 tribes of Wales, then he was probably pre-Roman, I should imagine. But if you know the answer to that and you know who he was, leave it in the comments. I always like to learn more about my adopted homeland. Oh, come on, Maxie. So a second ago I was just following the farm track that you can see on the opposite side of the river there. I wanted to see how far up it went. I went to the top of it on the opposite side, some nice views looking down, but I've come back this way now so I can carry on up the path. And where the farm track is easy, this isn't difficult, but if I can just switch the camera around and show you the path, it's a little bit narrower, and there are sections like this where it's all rock, but like by that I just simply mean don't bring a pram up, you know, it's suitable for anybody. Dead easy. And now you can start to see the lovely waterfalls going all the way up. Absolutely beautiful. Just checking that little fluffy thing was still there. I'm losing that again. But look at this. There's a plunge pool just here. What a place for a dip that'd be. Not today, it's 9 degrees, but in the height of summer, on your way back down, and that might be where me and Max stopped for a brew on the way down, to be honest, because that looks absolutely heavenly. Absolutely heavenly. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's just getting more beautiful. It's a bit like walking through an enchanted forest at this point. Very Enid Blyton. Very Enid Blyton indeed. Let me just spin this around. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Hello, Max. But look at that now. All the way up. Absolutely beautiful. And I don't care how old I get and how long ago the 90s were. Whenever I see a waterfall, you know I'm singing TLC in my head. But yeah, a second ago, if you see the little hill behind me, I was at the top of that hill when I crossed over and went up the farmer's track. Give you really nice views looking down. But to be honest, unless you really don't like rock, probably not really worth the effort to go up the farmer's track, because it's far nicer on this side. This is unbelievable. The sound of water like that. We're getting further up the hill, and it is really a very, very nice walk, this. It reminds me a lot of the precipice walk from Dolgethly, in the sense that you're not doing anything technical or difficult, but it's just a beautiful little track snaking through magnificent views, you know. It's just wicked. Like, everywhere you go, you've just got lovely little things. It's a proper, or feels like a proper ancient woodland, you know. Old stones covered in moss, and yeah, it's just great. Just a really, really nice walk. I think I might call this a brew stop, to be honest. It's a really beautiful place. It's nice and flat. There's some nice scenery to be had, and Max can keep off his lead. I think I might just have a quick brew here. Yeah. Maxie, come on, brew time. Yeah. A brew with a view. This is just very, very mellow. I don't know what the right word to describe it is, but it's just very chilled. I'm going to sit here and have a brew. Hello. So me and Maxie have had our brew. We've come to pretty much the top of where our walk ends today. You can continue on this trail, on this path. So we've come out of the woods, we've come over a ladder stile, and then behind me you can see this stone path, or stone bridge, sorry, that leads over the hill that you can see behind me to Craginen, I'm going to say. And I'm learning Welsh and I still can't pronounce it properly, so my apologies. But it's another sort of 1.5 kilometres over the hill that way. And then you can do a looping route. This toilet blocks is parking over there. But I'm not going that far with Maxie today. We just wanted to do the waterfalls, which we've done. And so we're going to head back the way we've came, down the waterfalls and along the Maddwarch estuary, back to home. And that'll be a nice sort of 10k route for us today. Which is perfect, really. Let's see if Maxie can still get over these stiles. Maxie, go on, up you go. Up, 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 up. Good boy. Down you go. Down you go. Good boy. He absolutely nailed it, didn't he, the fella? He's still got it. He's still got it. Come here, mate, you can go off your lead. We know it's safe, don't we? Because we've just come this way. There we go. Yeah, so that walk from Barmouth to Arthog Waterfalls, a real lovely walk. I mean, come here. A really lovely walk. It's not taken us much time. You know, we set off pretty early. Well, we didn't set off pretty early. We set off at about 10ish. And we're about 2 hours into the walk and we've been stopping and videoing. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours into the walk. We've been videoing, we've been doing different things. We've stopped for a butty. So yeah, a really lovely walk really for all the family. So if you're looking for somewhere in Snowdonia to go and visit with the family, or places to see with the family, or you just like waterfalls, then this is a cracking walk really. Oh, I'm just looking, I don't know if you can see. Let me flip that around. I don't see any smoke coming off the top of the hill over there. Hopefully it's a controlled fire by a farmer. We've had quite a lot of fires in Barmouth this week. Some I think have been controlled, and then others have been rascals in the woods with, you know, whether it's disposable barbecues or just setting fire to stuff for the sake of it. We've had quite a few fires, so hopefully everything's okay over there and it's all controlled. But yeah, sorry, going back to what I was saying, if you are looking for nice easy walks and you're coming on holiday to Barmouth and you're looking at what to do or things to do with the kids that don't cost any money, or you just want something pretty to see, then this is a great place to come. Bring a picnic with a family. You know, with kids, you could spend all day here. For me and Max, it's not too big a walk. You know, and if you didn't want to walk like we have all the way down the estuary, there are car parks nearby that you could use and just literally walk up the side of the river and the waterfalls and make a really easy day of it. So I'll post that in the, or I'll pop that in the description of the video for the postcodes for the car parks if that would be easy for you as well. But yeah, certainly a good day. Temperature's dropped. I don't know if it's just because we've stopped for a brew and I'm just getting warm again, but the temperature definitely seems to have dropped. I've been lulled into a false sense of layering today. I mean, that's the problem sometimes. When you're coming on a low level walk, because you are taking your time, you're enjoying the views, and one thing I've noticed since starting to YouTube, you are moving a little bit slower sometimes and stopping and starting and going back and forth, so you're not as warm as you normally would be. And I definitely feel a little bit underlayered today, even in my gilet. Oop. A little bit unsteady there. It's going to happen in it one day on one of these videos. I'll be chatting away, chatting nonsense, not noticing where I'm going. Well, not noticing where Max is. He's a bugger sometimes. End up tripping over him or tripping over a big rock. Be good amusement for you lot, I suppose. And when I say you lot, I haven't got that many subscribers. Hopefully we'll get some more. Oh, dear me, I don't know if you see them waterfalls again behind me now. It's just lovely, really, really pleasant walk this. And the views that you obviously can't see because you're looking at me at the minute, but the views you can't see through the trees, you just keep getting these glimpses of the estuary and it looks proper nice. So yeah, all in all, I would say that this walk, Arthog Waterfalls, is indeed a right nice place. Especially if you take it easy like me and Max have with a butty and some brews. I'm definitely pleased I put the Merrells on today as well. So much comfier. Like, don't get me wrong, the Zambalambas are insanely comfy, but they're not built for just being on hard path all day. And these are just a little bit more lightweight for this sort of walk. Whoop, almost. I don't want to slip here. It's proper muddy. Minging. Absolutely minging. So one patch on the entire walk where you could have done with gaiters. And it was about ½ a metre wide and I managed to land in the middle of it. It's because I'm a stomper, see. What sort of walker are you? Put it in the comments. Are you one that avoids and tiptoes around every obstacle, or are you like me and you just yomp? Oh no, I hate styles like this. See, Maxi can get over a ladder style, but these, pain in the bum. Wait, Maxi. You wait, good boy. Just wait. Just come here. Come here. Whew. Not easy listing a whippador over a stile at all, the big heavy lump. Come on, Maxie, through the gate. Good boy. You see, this path's pretty sound, dead easy. A little bit steep though if you're unsteady on your feet. This little bit could prove to be a bit of a nightmare, I suppose. You know, it is lots of roots and rocks and dead easy to follow, just a little bit steep and unsteady, but take your time, you'll be sound. Oh, hello. You've not got deja vu, but you are seeing me walk down the same piece of path again that I've literally just done. And you won't believe this, but when I had to carry Max over that stile, my other microphone become loose. Not my one that goes with the DJI, that was in my pocket, but this little one that goes with my phone, that must have got knocked off. So for the second time today, I've had to retrace my steps, and unfortunately this time I had to retrace my steps up a great bleeding hill. Some little calves are burning now after going straight back up that. All because I knocked off another microphone. So if you've got any tips for where you keep your microphones whilst you're out and about, because I don't like to have to keep getting them out of pockets and fannying about and stuff. So I'm using my chest strap as like the strap to keep them to. I don't know if it's just me, maybe clumsier than the average vlogger perhaps. I mean, you don't normally have to pick up a 25-kilo dog and get him over a stile either, but yeah, if you've got any tips on what you do with your mics to keep them secure and keep them in place, then share them in the comments. I'd love to know, because I don't want to have to keep doing this on every bloody walk. Be tripling the length of them, and you're already adding something they don't tell you on YouTube, innit, is the amount of time and distance you add to a walk, because you're filming stuff and going back and it's all a bit mad really. And then all the editing, it's becoming like a, well, it is a hobby, but it's becoming a hobby that takes up a lot of your time, but I really enjoy it. It's really cool. And if you have similar vlogs where you're out and about, then, you know, leave a comment so I can subscribe and follow you as well, because I'm always interested in, you know, things that I enjoy doing to get tips and nice places to go. Come on, Maxie. Up here, buddy. Here he goes again. Look at him go. Legend. Legend. Down as well, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, he does well, my Max. For an old boy. But yeah. Anyway, you've seen this path once already. I'll see you in a little minute. So, me and Max have made it out of the woods. It makes it sound like it was perilous in there. It really wasn't. It was a very lovely forestry walk, really. It was lovely in there. It had such a lovely atmosphere in that little forest. You can see it behind me now. It's this hill here. So we've followed this trail. You can see behind me this old embankment by the church and went up through the forest. And that's the way we've just come back down. But it had a real cool feel about it, that forest. Like, I don't know, enchanting. Like I said before, it felt like an Enid Blyton novel. You know, it was like an enchanted woods. Just the sounds of the water, I suppose, rippling and crashing down in the waterfalls and the birds. It was just beautiful. Really nice walk. So I'd definitely recommend it. Another one of these walks that you can have around here where it's sort of minimal effort and maximum reward, really. Beautiful place. So well signposted. You know, really great route for all the family. In terms of if you can walk on some unsteady ground and up a bit of a steep slope. But, you know, kids and parents and that absolutely love it. You know, it's a really lovely place. And again, like most walks, it's up to you how far you go up it, isn't it? You know, you can stop at any number of the little spots along the waterfalls and have a picnic. And it was just very, very pleasant. So I'd definitely recommend it. Me and Max are almost back on the Maddwarch Trail now, back on the estuary. And yeah, I'm hoping the tide's out, because the last time I did the Maddwarch Trail, I wanted to take a slightly different route where you see some old houses and it's a slightly different route back in. I didn't get the opportunity. Saying that, it might be minging as well down there, and I've not got my big boots on. I'll judge it in a second. I don't fancy I'm not dressed for mingingness. I'm dressed as well, a casual walker, shall we say. Or a branded wanker, you decide. Except the one bit I've not got branded today is my hat. You know, I was talking earlier about start with any kit you can afford, and I really mean that. And as you get on, as you get more serious and more into it, you upgrade your kit and you find bits of kit. And I can't recommend second-hand bits of kit enough. You know, if you're looking at, fucking hell, taking a wrong turn here. Too busy talking to you. This is something I've not got used to yet on YouTube. Bloody watching the path that I'm walking on. Come too far up the embankment. Walk back on myself a bit. But yeah, so as you walk in anyway, as you get into it, you will upgrade bits of kit. But second-hand stuff, honestly, I have a Montaigne down jacket that I picked up on, I can't remember if it was Marketplace or eBay, but for like 50 quid, and I've had it for about 2 years now. It's been banging, you know. So you don't necessarily have to go and spunk loads of money. But the one bit of kit I've never upgraded is my cap. Whoop, there it is. It's a cool hat. The reason I've never upgraded it is I've got a massive melon, and hats aren't easy for me to find that fit me. And I always think whenever I wear a hat, I look like I've been ill. So I like this hat because it suits my massive melon, or I think it does. And just because I'm extra cool, it's a Monsters University hat. You know, keeping in touch with my childish side whilst out on the hills. So yeah, what bits of kit have you never upgraded? Any bits that you'll never let go of, always hold on to? We always have little bits, I think. My hat's definitely one of them. And I've got a couple of old Carrymore snoods that I think I paid about 4 quid for, but I still adore them above most of my other snoods. Can't beat bits of old kit. Here's the bloody gate. Now I can't open the bloody thing. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video today and you want to know more about Snowdonia and Aruri and places to see and visit and low-level walks and walks for beginners and even mountains, or what kit I recommend, then, you know, like, subscribe, click the bell so you get notified when I do a new video. And yeah, I'm ever so grateful to everybody who subscribes because I really enjoy doing this. So thank you very much for watching. This has been Down at Right Nights Places. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now. Sorry, not quite the end. I'll always have a rant if something annoys me, but I think credit where it's due. There's a couple behind me who I think are the first time I've ever seen cyclists actually dismount at the beginning of the footbridge and walk across like it tells you to. So whoever you are, people behind me, well done and fair play. And this time it really is goodbye from Barmouth. Thank you very much.